Someday. Well, good evening, everyone, and Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Tonight, Fluno and I are here.
Hi, everyone. Yes, and it's actually warmer. It's a beautiful night. Your guest probably wondered, do I have any other outfits? This is like the smoking outfit.
Yes,
But
exactly. It's the winter smoking outfit.
It is. It's the winter smoking outfit, but it is going to get cold again, a little cooler. Rain tonight later, but this is how it should be right here. This is perfect.
So yeah, there's actually a bunch of things, kind of some fascinating stuff, and but the big thing to start off with is that this just happened like not a couple hours ago, and if you're into performance cars, you'll know Ed Iskandarian.
Yeah,
he was Iski Cams. He passed away at 104. God bless him. Yes, wow. The Cam father. I mean, basically, we hey, what about Al? How you doing? We're doing fine.
How you doing?
It's actually I mean, this guy, without him, I don't know if we really would have a full aftermarket of camshafts, because this guy literally had the magic touch. You know, he became one with the cam and was able to reprofile cams back in the 40s to make them work with flatheads.
Right.
And he just had that knack of being able to design a really good cam, and then basically everybody else just learned from him and copied. And that's how he got all the other cam makers. But his stuff is still to this day is the best cams you could ever put in a car. Honestly, you will pay. I mean, it's not like they're cheap. I mean, you'll pay, but you'll get a grind that will be very much on point, and it will do what you want it to do. So that was always the thing. It was just, you know, I saw in the article here, I mean, he basically
104.
104. He was born in 1921 in California, and you know, he served in the Army Air Corps.
Wow.
And you know, he just ended up tinkering with after it came out, tinkering with Model Ts, and they had the flathead Fords, and the flathead Fords needed all the help they can get, and he was able to figure out how to make a cam give more mid-range power, better fuel economy. And then the big thing is, he started his business. He wanted to make $100 a day, 5 cams a day. That's what all he wanted to do is $100 a day. And
think about that. Think about that dough for back then. People don't make that now sometimes. Yeah.
And he I saw a little article interview with him. He's like, and then all of a sudden somebody from NASCAR out east got a hold of me, and they wanted 2 cams and airmailed $40 a piece. And I'm like, wow. So to make the flathead Fords run better in NASCAR, I mean, because literally that was all that they had was flatheads. Yep. Up until the Hemi came out in, what was it,
53?
53?
The Fire Dome, maybe?
The original Hemi, like the Fire Dome, 53. That wasn't, but like 55 is when the bigger Hemi came out. Yeah. And honest to God, so this guy, he basically came along with all the high performance, and anybody used his cams when you built a race car. I mean, he was the race car cam guy, and he actually was a founding member of SEMA. Back then it was Speed Equipment Manufacturers Association, but he was a founding member of SEMA, which is absolutely utterly amazing. And good.
Like card member number 6. That's kind of cool.
Exactly. I mean, so this guy, we owe a lot to him. You know, he lived a long life, and I'm kind of glad that he did. So,
and think about this, Dennis. He was born before Chrysler, and he died after Chrysler. Too soon? Sorry, I it's a little bit.
It's a little spot on right there. But yeah, so rest in peace. He absolutely did did wonders for the aftermarket.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, I mean, it and we're gonna start losing a lot of these guys that were innovators back then, which is kind of sad, but unfortunately, there's nobody replacing them. Which is also even sadder. So yeah, so I'm gonna do this early on because there's other fun stuff to talk about, but we have to and we must at this point go over First Brands. This dumpster fire keeps on getting bigger. Closed doors. First Brands confirms total closure of 2 plants as parts supplier to millions of American drivers faces bankruptcy. Well, liquidation, actually. They're in bankruptcy. So they closed 2 plants in Texas. And I think that one of them was for Cardone. And they're going to lay off 129 employees. And basically, there is, I have not read anything positive about this. I have not read anything good about this. I mean, literally, their ex-founder and CEO had got indicted, and he's out on bond right now. He put his mansion up for bond. That's how good things are going.
Mm.
And basically, they have lots of fraud liabilities and charges. I don't know how you break this company up. I don't know how you sell pieces of it. We are at the point where I think as summertime we'll still be talking about this disaster. I don't know how it's going to stay around. I don't know how they're going to liquidate it. I don't know how this is going to play out. It's going to be bad though. This is going to be studied in business school. Because
this is not talked about anywhere in major network news, whatever we want to call it. I don't see this anywhere except you talking about it, Dennis.
Yep.
Am I the only? Am I in under the rock, or am I correct in that statement?
You are correct. Literally, I had to dig hard and far to find stories on this because no one is talking about this. And literally, the brands that are in here. And I mean, and a lot of these are for OEMs like Ford and General Motors, Anco, Philips. They used Philips light bulbs, Trico wiper blades. Also, Raybestos does make OEM equipment. I mean, they do actually make pieces, and also does they have International Brake Industries. There's a bunch of stuff that they make that goes into new cars, and this is really bad, and no one is talking about it. And I'm gonna talk about it every week until it finally either gets picked up by everybody or goes away, because we can't let this go. This is going to hurt us very, very, as car guys. This is going to crush us, and that's the only way I can really say it's going to crush us. The lack of supply of parts is going to hurt. It's already expensive as hell to friggin' do things. I can't fathom when you lose like 10% or 15% of the available product out there, how that's going to absolutely, screw things at this point. I'm dead serious. It is now to get filters is not that easy anymore. Spark plugs are a little hard to find. Hell, I went and looked at shocks at I went and looked at what do you call those Bilstein shocks for just in case I need replacements in my E30. They're on back order. Like literally, their Bilsteins are on back order. This is how bad things are getting, and they're going to get worse. I mean, it's just, and then if you take all this out of the market, your filters are going to get harder to find. Spark plugs are going to get harder to find. Wiper blades are going to get harder to find. I mean, they make 3 sets of wiper blades. Anco, Michelin, and Trico. They literally own those 3 brands. I don't know what's left after that. There's not a lot of other stuff after that.
How is Michelin like somehow
Michelin?
stuck into
They bought the wiper blade division, not the tires. The tires are still French.
Okay.
They're still French.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah, it's going great.
But how does it even get like I'm very ignorant on this topic, but you've brought this to the limelight, and like I said, I have tried to do research on my own on it. Yes, I'll find it, okay, if I dig, but it's not like it's popping out like a certain, and I'm not being funny here, like, a certain list we have to hear about every ridiculous day.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, every day we hear something of whatever. But this is truly affecting American workers. This is affecting livelihood beyond belief. And how did it even start to get this bad? I made some bad business errors. Okay. Obviously not like this, but I know I can explain XYZ. How did it even get to this level of, hey, we might want to tap the brakes? No pun intended.
Well, I did a long form on this, that the Cliff Notes is that James basically wanted to have the biggest car parts company in the world.
Okay.
And he started with the Fram Group, and he started just acquiring everything that else that came with it. And so he just kind of went through and did everything through debt, which is usually not a good long-term decision. And he leveraged everything. And then it appears that they siphoned a lot of money off. A lot of money got siphoned off.
Okay.
So yeah, and
that's it's
not good.
Okay.
So that's how that happens. The consolidation in the parts business has been horrible for everybody, and this is why consolidation sucks. Because if one place starts having financial trouble, you start losing a giant percentage of the market. And I mean, I don't like Fram filters. I think they're inferior in every way, shape, and form. But Jesus, they're 25% of the filters out there. You pull that out of the market, that's a problem. I mean, we're seriously, Rebestis, and they make a lot of little brake parts. It's like the springs and all those things you need for brakes. They make those. That's a problem because those are replacement parts. I mean, I've had springs break on my drum brakes and my Charger. I had a spring break in half. Happens. And it's like, so this is quite the bad situation that has absolutely there's no clear cut
light.
There's no clear cut end. No. Nobody is there. Nothing has been offered to see that there's a plan, because I think that the federal investigation into everybody kind of makes that impossible. When you have the CEO ready to go to jail, and he looks dead to rights at this point, and his brother too, because the money just disappeared, and these banks are going, we don't know where the money is, and that's not good.
It went into the mansion and the Maseratis or whatever else is. I mean, hate to say it, a quasi Ponzi scheme in some ways.
Actually, this article called it that, and I think it was a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah,
because it seems that way, and I don't know. And we will not know until maybe summertime. I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm actually being truthful. I don't think that there's going to be any type of conclusion to this disaster until then, or at least a light, because right now this is just garbage. I mean, seriously, it's just garbage. So I'm kind of really nervous, and so now you start thinking about what you're going to need and start buying it. I'm not suggesting hoarding, but I'm suggesting being prepared for in case you can't buy parts immediately.
Right.
So, and we have a question here. So, vintage 76 Viper Green Beetle. He's up there in Massachusetts, which is the Nunavut of the North. Dennis, how's the cold weather the past few days in Florida? Horrible. Freaking horrible. I hate it. It got to 25 at my house 2 days in a row, which is not pleasant, especially when you live in a block house that has a heat pump. I mean, and literally the heat pump and the heaters were working nonstop. Actually, my house is only set to 70, and it wouldn't turn off. The good news is my garage stayed in the upper 50s.
Well, it hit 21 here, okay, and the porch kitty's water dish just froze.
Jesus.
No, I was like, oh my God, I covered the plants, and I gotta say, it luckily came on and off, but the gas heat was, and I only keep it at 70 as well. I do not like that drying me out. My relatives in Chicago think I'm funny when I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh, and they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. But we had some good humor at least with it, going back and forth. But it's I'm sorry, it's just we're just not used to it, you know?
No, and plus our houses aren't built for it.
No.
Our everything we do here is just not made, to be have cold weather. It just really
No.
isn't. There's nothing about this that's made for cold weather here.
No.
And I have stuff running crazy in my background. So if I freeze every once in a while, it's because my computer is made by Microsoft. That guy that was kind of on that list because he's a pervert. And I hate his operating systems, but I hate the other one even more. And
right.
For no apparent, I have 64 gigs of RAM in this thing. I should never have issues, but welcome to Microsoft hell. Because that's where we are. We are there. Microsoft hell.
It's like voting. You get the lesser of the evils.
Yeah, exactly. I got lesser of the evils. But yeah, cold sucks. And honestly, my cars are covered in the garage. They're going nowhere. Honestly, really, they're just going nowhere. Plus I have parade season down in Florida. We have a whole parade season, so I'm not going to do anything till the end of the month. Oh, so let's see. Yeah, Vintage 76 wondering, surprised Uncle Tony hadn't made a video about First Branch. Yeah, I'm surprised too, but go figure. And what about Al freezing out there in the Seattle area? And boy, this timing thing is really driving me crazy. I can see my lips moving after I hear myself. I'm just really, not good. Wow, look at that. So it was 20s and high was 58. Actually, and it was I bet it was damp too.
Yes.
Guarantee it was damp. Jeez, what is going on? Pardon me while I look on my piece of garbage Microsoft computer and figure out why this is doing this. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna start closing things because I'm going out of my mind. So yeah, it's been ridiculous. It's been cold. It's been unfun. I haven't been able to really go anywhere.
At least it's been sunny. That's the only silver lining, kind of.
Though it wasn't.
Look,
it wasn't that
we shouldn't complain to our other northern friends out
that's
there.
True.
Because, and I'm being actually serious when I say that, because it is like brutal. And again, but we're just not prepared.
We're just not made for this.
More for my home's 70 plus years old, and they built it knowing, hey, it gets hot. How do we make it better for the warmer clients? And it actually is in the summertime. It's actually quite nice if I get a draft or this. I used to have an attic fan, but the cold part, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. All right, Jamie Cotton 7. Why do you cover your cars if they're in the garage? Because it's dusty. I mean, literally, there is dust in the garage, and I don't like to have. I leave the sunroofs open, and I don't want dust in the car. That's the simplest answer. I don't want dust in the car, so that's why, and it keeps the dust off the cars. I just like to have them covered. Man, but and we actually on Sunday it got up to 45. And it was cloudy here in near Tampa. It was cloudy.
Well, it was
utterly miserable day. So just absolutely miserable day. But at least it's over now. It's going to be 80.
Did you
I
get
think
flurries?
Next Wednesday.
Did you get flurries?
No, I
got
no
flurries.
Yeah, the sucky part is that I didn't get any snow.
No.
I was like, crap. If it's going to be cold, at least snow. But no, it didn't snow. No, it didn't snow. It just kind of. It didn't. So, oh well. But it's over. I'm very excited. Hey, look at that. Massachusetts, it got up to a whopping 37. Cool. Almost a heat wave. Good for you. Oh man. Let me toggle this for a second. Toggle. Did it change anything? No, of course not. Hey, my cat came and joined me now. Yay. I feel so much better now. All right. So, Mike, you know why we have problems with modern cars? It's because of the modern CEO. They're incompetent. We don't have great CEOs anymore. We really don't. Because I saw this article the other day and it kind of just made me just irritated. My least favorite Ford CEO ever. He actually beat out Jack Nasser at this point. Ford says all Michigan facilities would be carbon neutral by 2027. So the bullshit of carbon neutral, which means nothing because it literally is. It's almost like carb counting when you eat. You eat the thing, it has 80 carbs in it, but it has 80 grams of protein, so it's 0. It's the same stupidity. So back in 2020, when the world was different, Ford announced a plan to become a carbon neutral across its entire operations by 2050. 0 carbon emissions, which I don't even understand what that means. They don't want to grow any plants, so there's no CO2 emissions. They have their new failure coming because they saw what Stellantis did and they said, hold my beer. So they're going to have a universal EV platform, which will fail. I can't wait for that to see that happen. So now he's just basically running on and on about 2027 and they're going to have this. And I don't understand. I don't understand Farley. I really don't. There are times you think he actually may be okay. And then this comes out. And you're like, dude, read the room, man. Like, we're all tired of this stuff. Mm-hmm. We're all very tired of it. It's nonsense. We all see through it now. We're done with it. Just stop. Stop already, please. It's okay. It's fine. You tried. It's all right. But you don't need to virtual signal anymore. You don't need to do that anymore.
I mean, they might as well rebrand the Edsel while they're at it and try that.
Exactly.
Again. Same thing. Well, better cut our losses at, back then, billions of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, dude, try to build an F-150 for under $30,000. All right, how about that for a friggin' thing? How about I get a Mustang around $30,000? Just stop with the nonsense, man. Just stop. I don't understand this. I mean, it's not even much to go into. It's just absolutely, it's stupidity, and I'm just tired of it because let's see, I have another. Because this leads into another article, and I love every bit of this. Let's see. It's from the New York Post.
Article? Did you see that Scout article I sent you?
I did. I didn't. Oh, damn! I didn't bring it up. Damn it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I breezed through it.
All right. So. Oh Jesus! Come on. The New York Post loves to hammer you with stuff, but at least you can read the articles. So Ford is talking all this nonsense, and here we go. U.S. European car brands have lost $114 billion on EVs as idiocy abounds in the electric market. Think about all the stuff they could have developed with $114 billion. Think about the good cars we could have had. Think about the cars we could have had under $30,000, because that is why your car cost $50,000. It's got to come from somewhere, and it comes from you and me. I mean, that is staggering stupidity. Wow. And to hear Ford ramble on about carbon neutral when the whole thing, no one gives a crap about it. And we have Mara Barra. I love this 2 years ago. This aged like milk. We believe in an all-electric future. She went on to claim that the challenges her company was facing in the EV market were merely temporary bumps on the road to net zero. But as Bob Dylan famously observed, things have changed. So now the General Motors took their $7 billion loss on Barra's failed strategy. And the funny thing is, she's still CEO. Literally, she just lost you $7 billion. It's time to tell her to go bye-bye. I don't understand this. Usually when CEOs lose lots of money, they get fired. I'm confused on this. So, and car companies made 5.4 million EVs in 3 years, and astonished a $20,000 loss on each one.
Oh, that doesn't work in any business model.
No, there is no, except if you're Tesla, where you basically steal money from the other car companies because they get carbon credits. Yeah.
Just like Rivian is like part of Ford, kind of, sort of. They're not really independent,
Yeah, but Rivian's going to be gone pretty soon. There's no future for that company either. They keep losing $1 billion like it's nothing. So Ford did their $19 billion write down. Congratulations, I guess. And they have $35 billion in losses on EVs. $35 billion. Think about how much they could have a family car they could have developed for $35 billion. Hell, they could have redone their entire fleet and built new engines. $35 billion. That is literally amazing. Though Ford's EV disaster will go down one of the biggest fiascos in modern automobile history, except Farley still took home $24.9 million for failing upwards.
And they're still going on with this.
It's still going on with it. I mean,
it's like Einstein, the definition of insanity.
Yep. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Yeah. So, yeah, Rivian. Here's Rivian. Rivian delivered 42,000 vehicles in the entire year and went down from 51. And they lost over $1 billion a quarter. Congratulations. Porsche just killed. It's not in this article, but Porsche just killed all their future EVs. They just literally, really? Yeah. They went, no, we've had enough. They lost 1.9 billion, and they're not in the greatest financial shape. Losing $2 billion is a lot of money to them. That's not a great thing.
Oh.
The thing is that in here they don't even mention Stellantis, who actually had the greatest failure, which was the Charger EV that delivered 7,400 units for the entire year, and it is now basically out of production. There are none in our area. I looked far and wide. You could look for cars 100 miles around Tampa, which there is 5 million people in this area, and there's a bunch of Dodge dealerships in this area. I found two EVs in the entire area. They have stopped making them. They literally have stopped, and it's like, wow, so you made a big deal about it. Had a Super Bowl commercial, and you basically sold 7,500 of them. Cool. Good stuff, man. Wow. Let's see.
You said there were two? You said there were two of the EVs in your area?
Yes, two of them.
Okay. To put things in
100 miles to Tampa.
To put things in perspective, in 2.5 years with very limited allocation, I sold 3 GT500 Shelbys at Brandon Ford back in the day in less than 2. So I sold more Shelby GT500s with allocation limits than how many cars are available in your entire 100-mile radius you did.
Yes. It's amazing. So basically, yeah, the article just goes on that like Rivian is in trouble, and we know that. And I mean, Volkswagen's going to end up slashing 35,000 jobs because, dumb planning. So, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So, this is where we are now.
Yeah. So I'll just interject on that Scout article real quick. And the headline says it all. And again, I'm not trying to actually intentionally make fun or laugh about it, because this is like, I think it's cool they brought the name back, etc., etc. But shockingly, I guess they ran in a poll or some type of questionnaire, and it says that, get ready for this, the majority of potential Scout owners would like to have a range extender, aka an engine, in their vehicle. Like, yeah, because they're all electric. The Scouts are electric, right? The majority of people polled would like, and they didn't factor this in. So, and I'll be fair on this one. Like, okay, cool, hybrid combination, great. They didn't even think about that. And the majority of people who want to buy one says, no, I really want a gas engine along with the batteries. So that's brilliant. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, 2 drivetrains basically adds more failure points. And that's my problem with it.
Sure. But they at least could have said, okay, let's make the quote hybrid that actually now serves a purpose for this off-road classic name vehicle, where you're not going to stress about running out of electricity. And the people flat out said that.
Yes.
So there goes buyers.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize this, but yeah, Farley is from Lexus, North America. Yeah, they kicked him to the curb, I guess. They didn't like what he was talking. But I mean, the thing is, anything that's off-road, it has no business being electric. What are you going to tow a generator with you so you can recharge it? I mean, I don't even understand the concept of this. I really don't. It's truly disturbing to think that people actually thought that was a good idea. I really do. It really kind of concerns me that people think that was a good idea. Yeah.
Because it sounds great. Warm and fuzzy.
Oh yeah, warm and fuzzy is the way to be, I guess. You got to be warm and fuzzy, because you can't have common sense. You got to be warm and fuzzy. Well, actually, 4339 JK. I'm doing right as we speak, I'm working on a video of Iacocca. You may have a different light after watching the video, because he made a lot of mistakes in the 80s. And yeah. So it's actually kind of fascinating when you start putting the pieces together. It's pretty, but you know what? The one thing though, at least he stood by his guns and wasn't wishy-washy. And he admitted, he kind of admitted when he screwed up. But the clowns we have running the big 3 today are just, they are clowns. There's no other way to describe it. They're clowns. They take no responsibility. They take absolutely no, any type of blame or anything. And they just like go, oh well, yeah, we just lost $16 billion. It's great. Like, dude, how do you have a job?
Right.
Seriously, you just lost the equivalent of the gross national product of, like, some small Asian countries. I mean, seriously.
Right.
This is not good. Not good at all. It's very bad. And,
I mean, after all the money they lost with the Great Recession, for that mishandling of everything, this doesn't seem like it was a smart maneuver.
No.
Based on, whatever agreements were made back then, and yada yada yada, because now it's okay to lose this kind of money and keep going, where 15 years ago it was, no, you got to stop losing the money and we're going to help you, but you got to rebuild properly.
Yeah, it's just it's pure insanity at this point. And Vintage 76 Viper Green Beetle is dead on correct. Yes, we need small engine hybrid cars and trucks. Yeah, for city cars, for little commuters, for commuters. Sure, absolutely, positively, I'm okay with that. As long as you let me still buy a V8 or something that has 400 horsepower, I don't care how it gets there, but it just runs on gas, we're okay. As long as I got my 400 horsepower on gas, we're all right. And be able to tow with a gas engine, I'll be fine. That's all I ask. I don't ask for much. I only ask for little things. So, yeah, and the thing is, we had a an email from our power company. Our power company basically said not to use that much power between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. when it was like on Monday because it was 25 degrees out. And if you had an electric appliance, you definitely could not charge that thing because you'd take your whole neighborhood down, because that is literally like running a dryer. If you have the quick charge in your garage, that's like running a dryer on high for hours, and the grid can't handle it, especially if you're in a, like I am, I'm in a smaller community, or you're in a smaller feed where you have like, it's like a loop of like, under 100 houses. That ain't a very big grid to start, because it was designed when, people just had electric stoves and air conditioning. It was, it wasn't designed to power, charge a whole car up with megawatts of power. It just isn't designed for that. So that, yeah. So, and plus the cold, they don't charge well anyway. So there's that. No. So speaking, we're going to move a little forward on this though, because this is actually, I find this comical, because the old saying, a sucker and their money will soon be parted. Yeah. Well, there were a lot of suckers. And they bought cars. Actually, in this case, they bought SUVs. And yeah, well, let's just get to it. Hell no. Durango Hellcat owners lose lawsuit over limited edition SUVs. Lo and behold, a car manufacturer lied about this being the last of what they're going to make. I know. Shocking, isn't it? I mean,
kind of like the 76 Eldorado. No more convertibles.
No more convertibles. Ever. We're never going to make. What was it, like 1980? What?
84.
84. Yeah. 8 years later. Oops, we made one.
And people put them in garages. And I actually have, for my dad's collection, like an old National Geographic with the advertisement saying, like, this is our last one ever, or whatever. I mean, maybe not the exact words, but it was basically telling you, this is the end of an era. No more convertibles in America. No more this, no more that. Like, I understand I'm being worried about rollover stuff. I do. I get it. In fact, convertibles are dropping even by the 50s as far as sales, but they literally promoted it as, it's done. It's over. And people spent money and thought they had a massive collectible. In reality, not so much.
No. This is the other reason I tell people constantly that modern cars are not collector items. They're cars. When you pay whatever you paid for that Hellcat, if you paid a premium, that's the most that car's ever going to be worth, ever. Ever. It'll never be worth that again, unless the dollar completely collapses, and then every car is worth $100,000. But yeah. So this is actually, and the funny part is, I read a side thing. They actually were given an offer, and they didn't take it. And
oh God.
So in a win for big business enthusiasts everywhere, no, this is a win for people with sanity. Dodge and its parent company Stellantis defeated a consumer fraud and false advertising lawsuit brought about by 2021 Durango SRT Hellcat owners. They claimed that their limited edition SUV lost value when the automaker spun up production 2 years later to make more vehicles. No kidding. Really? Yeah. Really? Owners in the proposed class action suit said they shelled out premium prices. Well, that's your stupid fault. As high as $114,000 for
this
for a Durango. Based on the promise, I don't think they didn't make a promise by the automaker that they would end production after building 3,000 units in 2021.
And who would spend? I mean, like, don't get me wrong. If it was like some rare, limited, like quasi, like 60s suicide door Continental, not that I have that money, I could be tempted. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, okay, a convertible 4-door, I could be tempted, but no. And if I'm correct, then isn't it really not a 2021? Isn't it really more like a 1998 still?
Yeah, actually, I think they redid it in like 2010. I mean,
Yeah,
literally
okay.
2020, 2012. I mean, this thing is basically a rolling antique.
Yeah.
And it's the same antique that was sold many years ago. And I love the guys that still think it's Chrysler Corporation, my friends, they're older than me. And they talk, oh, it could tow whatever. I'm like, I'd buy the Explorer in 2 seconds over this thing. The Explorer has a modern engine, modern suspension, modern features, drives wonderfully, and is just a better vehicle all around than this dinosaur. All around is a better vehicle than this dinosaur. If I want to tow, I'll buy a truck. This is the only reason this thing stays on the market because it's cheap. It literally is inexpensive.
And I gotta say, personally, we've seen them at the cigar lounge now and then. There's that one gentleman that has like a probably a mid 20. It's to me like not a bad design. I actually think it's a decent looking vehicle.
Yeah.
Stands the fact that it's so ancient. Because I remember a friend of mine, he worked at Dodge. This is back in like 2019, and he was trying to get me into like and forgive me on the nomenclature, but the SRT or this. It was the Charger, the 4-door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I looked right at him and I said, Cody, no offense, but I'm not gonna drive a car that looks like an 08 on the inside. He's like, well, we have this and this. I know it's got a big V8. That's awesome. It's 35 grand for an 08 car in 2019. Yes. I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry.
No. The only thing that they updated less than the Hemi was like the Durango and their interiors. Right. Their interiors were embarrassing. I mean, let's be very, very honest about that. So this guy, they brought it back from the dead in 2023, and then they said, well, it's no more exclusive. And it dropped the resale value. First of all,
it was never
no. And I love the judge. The judge can be summarized as saying, "Too bad, so sad." She found no proof that Fiat Chrysler intended to renege on its promise or a statement amounted to expressing warranty. She went on to say that the automaker didn't violate any state consumer fraud laws where alleged misrepresentation pertained to intend future conduct and was true when made. Basically, she's saying Dodge Stellantis didn't promise in a legal sense. Well, yeah, to not make more of these cars. So while it may be looked on as crappy thing for the automaker to do to these owners, in the eyes of the law, they don't have any legal recourse. No. The hell with these owners, because they got greedy. And there's a saying in investing. There's a saying in investing is that pigs get fat, hogs get led to slaughter. And when you become a hog, things go very bad. When you get super greedy, things turn sideways. And these people got greedy. They paid $115,000 for an $80,000 vehicle. And whose fault is that? Yours. You're an idiot. I mean, honestly, I'm sorry if anybody hearing this has done that. But honestly, you need to look at yourself and go, "Yeah, I made a dumb move.
I made an errant judgment. Yeah,
yeah, I made a really not a smart decision.
No,
and
that's terrible."
Now, this part of the article I don't understand. This a reminder, buying a car is an investment. No, it is almost always a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad idea. Buying a car as an investment is a terrible. Yes, it is. They're not investments. They're cars. Houses are not investment. They're houses. That you have to. This mentality has to change because they are not. They're not retainers of value. And so now you have this, and the Hellcat owners. I think the car Hellcat owners are either they're trying or. I think they still had one. I think that case is now dead. And also the Demon owners tried to come out. I think their thing is now dead too. I think all those or other things are dead. So congratulations, Hellcat, Durango owners. You have learned simple and basic economics and business that basically any business at any time can come out with a product whenever the hell they want, whether you think it's limited or not. Because that's just the way business works.
And can I put my car salesman hat on for 1 second here and tell you some things? First of all, I would have loved to have been one of those salesman who,
Oh God,
captured
yes.
who, as we would say, who's your next victim? Okay. And second of all, and I always told this to people, no matter what people want to argue with me on, a car is a depreciating asset, used or new. The less amount of money you can put down, the better. Anyone who says to me, I only buy cash, that is not smart. Even if interest is 6-7%, you want to use other people's money. You're losing money. So people who would cut a check for $42,000, okay, you just technically lost half of it, or even 25%, whatever. And that could have been your rainy day fund or getting more interest over here.
Correct.
If you're financing it, and not to go on this, but I just try to educate people and say, if you can make the payment, and I know there's interest out there, don't be afraid of that. Because when you cut a check, and we're not talking like my Z3, I cut a check for $4,500. We're not talking that, okay? That's a true pre-owned, used, hell of a deal for the record on that car. Our good friend Dan, who finds things for $2,000, good for him. Different story. But when you're talking big money, and if someone's stroking a check for this, I mean, and again, I'm not Milton Friedman here, okay? But I'm telling you, from a depreciating asset salesman point, you're going to lose money. It's a car. You will eventually even it back out. It will pay for itself, especially if it's new. It's how I buy. I hold on to them 6 or 7 years. I like that reliability, yada, yada, yada. I know I'm losing money, but I'm owning it and I'm enjoying it.
Correct.
But even if I could stroke a check for, let's say, $42,000, no. If you want to put a few grand down, get rid of tax tag and title, that's fine. That's cool. You want to take a little bit off the chunk, that's great. But I've told folks over and over again, if you can finance it, especially with good credit, and make a payment, and you want to pay it off early, that's great too. Never drop a large chunk of money on these ridiculously, we're not even talking 15 to 20 grand anymore now. I mean, these are just stupid prices.
Correct.
So, but yes, those salesmen, I mean, when I sold my Shelby at 20 grand over sticker, but that was a fun sale. That was a true limited production allocation car.
Yeah, well, that's a Shelby. Yeah, there's
and it was fun customers. It was a big rush. Don't get me wrong. The check was nice. Checks were nice. But it was actually a kind of an experience. And it was like, and I love those cars. I dove into them. I learned the history, yada, 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 the snake package, all that jazz, Barello exhaust, aftermarket. I got all into it. Very rare customer on that. Those technically are still VIN, like I've often said, VIN properly, are technically a modern, I don't want to say like expensive collectible, but they are definitely a modern classic. Let's call it that.
Yes.
Okay. So,
yeah, and that's the big difference between this and the mass-produced Durango.
Exactly.
It's literally just a mass-produced car. They make as many as they can.
Right.
Let's see. Poor Sue M. Going back to electric cars, my girlie just newly about to be divorced, bought a Tesla. Jesus. Well, I guess the guy's biting bullet. I'm so sorry. My condolences. At least it wasn't a Subaru.
And look, in all offense to Tesla, they are we'll call it the electric car king.
Yes.
They're very passionate, and it is the most American-made car in America. It's about 75 to 80% is in the people, the designing. That I give a lot of props for. And they know what they're at least doing. It's not for everybody, but I at least laud them for what they are doing. And that's all they do is electric. They're not like Ford, GM, who's trying to play this game. They keep trying to perfect their product.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, here, 4339JK, during the chip crisis, when you couldn't order a car, peeps were paying stupid money for things like helicopter. Yeah. Oh, I saw it. I saw it because the Bronco came out then, and people were paying like 10 to 15. I actually, the dealership near me had Broncos marked up 10 to 15 grand over sticker. And I just laughed. I ordered mine. Greed is bad. And I ordered mine and paid less than sticker because I bought it from a reputable dealership who doesn't do stuff like that. And then I traded in the Ranger we drove for a year for the price we paid for it. That was a good job. So we just basically rented it for interest.
Sure.
We literally rented it for interest. I love every part of that. Here it is. Tony Imperial 7175. Bring back bare bones, updated slant 6-star. Absolutely. Honestly, the world is ready for a basic car again. I honestly really think that people just want a piece of transportation, and the slant, for all its faults, was indestructible. I mean, literally, it was. And the only thing that hurt that engine was that it wasn't fuel injected. If that engine had gotten fuel injected, it probably kept on going, because they did put hydraulic lifters in it in 1980. It stopped having mechanicals in 1980. But everything else was indestructible on there. Put fuel injection on it, that thing would probably get 30 miles to the gallon and run 500,000 miles easily.
If only they had $35 billion laying around to help rebuild that engine.
If only. Yeah, it's a shame.
Just throwing it out.
Yeah, let's see. Sue M. Yeah, she financed it. Oh, okay. She financed the Tesla. You should always just borrow those cars anyway.
Yeah,
borrow.
Lease. That's if
lease is better.
One, it would be a lease. And I'm not a lease fan, but for many reasons, not that they're bad, but for my driving reasons. But if I, like our good friend, who he's leasing his Tesla for like $280 a month, good for him. That's great. Try it out.
Yeah. Well, she got it for $37,500. Jesus. There you go. There you go. Electric appliance for $37,500. Good for her. Yeah, and I did get it wrong.
Model 3?
Probably a Model 3. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. Yep. Exactly right. I mean, when you're just all the hog things, when you just become super greedy, that's when things go sideways on you, because you just did it wrong. So she drove an Alfa Romeo. Jesus, this chick has some bad taste. Wow, an Alfa? Did she like walking? I mean, was she into walking?
At least likes unique cars.
But my God, her choices are. Obviously, her choices aren't in that good in men either. She's getting divorced.
Wow.
This is like, wow. God, that's terrible. An Alfa.
Was at least a cool roadster speed air?
Yeah, it was probably like a tonal.
Yeah.
Or what's the 4-door?
The 164? Or no, I'm sorry, I'm thinking way in the past.
Yeah, way in the past. The Julia, the Alfa Romeo Julia, that every car test I saw where they took the car out, it went into limp mode by lap 3.
God.
Oh.
That's worse than a Jag.
She's Portuguese. Oh,
we know someone who'd love her.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, exactly. Alfa Romeo. So every time they were in road test with that car, it went into limp mode, and it never finished.
That's terrible.
It's like I can't imagine. I can't imagine why they only sold like 3,000 of them last year. Like the entire calendar year, they sold 3,000 of them.
Like, we're a quarter into the 21st century, and this is what we get.
They can't even make a decent car. As people always say,
75 years ago, nuclear flying cars. No, that's not even close.
No. It's so funny. People go to, you're Italian. Why don't you drive like a Fiat? It says, I like making it home. I don't like walking. I like driving. Jesus, it's just like, no. That's why I never bought any Chrysler products in the teens, because they're owned by Fiat, and I'm like, no, I don't buy. There's a rule. I have a rule in my house. I don't buy Fiats. I don't care how or what. I just don't buy Fiats. It's just not something I do. It's just I have German cars. I'll give you an idea what I think about reliability. I have German cars.
Right.
Yeah, and Ford trucks. I mean, the two things you can rest on: Ford trucks and German cars.
Hey, I've always liked. I saw many of them. I think to me Ford trucks are the best. I'm going to be the biased here, but I loved selling at least that era F-150 back in the day, either the 6 or the 8. No turbos, no
Exactly.
nothing. They were solid. They were
Though
nice.
I do like my twin turbo 3.5.
Well, it's smart. I'm saying, but back then,
it's an animal. That thing's an animal. It's actually kind of scary when it's unloaded. It's scary. It's a scary truck. But I love every second of it. So,
but just something else to break, like you'd say,
Well, yeah, but Ford. You know what though? I look at it this way. Ford's been playing with turbos since the '60s. They know what they're doing. I mean, they know what they're doing. Unlike a certain company that's in Auburn Hills that has no idea how to build a turbo engine, and it still shows. Or the one that has the tower in downtown Detroit that they anytime I see that a GM make a turbo car, except for the Grand National, you kind of just go, yeah.
Or a Corvair Monza.
Yeah, exactly. God, that's from the way back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is interesting. So I remember I told you I went on and I was looking for electric appliance chargers. I couldn't find any. So I was like, hey, let me see about the two-door that everybody's making such a big deal about. Well, the media is making, no, people aren't, because I haven't seen one yet.
No.
So here we go. So I went on the Finder, and this is around 100 miles around Tampa. Okay. Right? 70. That's it. On deal with lots, 100 miles around Tampa, there's 70 of these cars. 70.
Is that the 4-door? Is that the 4-door?
The 2-door. 4-door's not out. The 4-door is not even. We don't even know when the 4-door is coming out. It was supposed to be out already, but it isn't. And so we're stuck with these $60,000. Oh, this one's $69,000. 67, 69, 69, 57, 59, 60, 60. So yeah, you're getting a drift on this. On the pricing on these cars, they're stupid expensive. They have vinyl steering wheels. Vinyl. The steering wheel is vinyl. In fact, here, this is a window sticker. First of all, what should really drive you insane is that, remember, they took out the Hemis because they wanted fuel economy, right? That's what had the Huracan, right? The Huracan 1623.
Is this the Huracan or the electric?
Huracan.
Okay.
There is no more electrics. They're dead. The Huracan gets 23 miles to the gallon on the highway.
Jeez.
My truck does better. In fact, my truck
GT Mustang got better.
My truck actually has a higher fuel economy standard on its window sticker. My truck, my 5,000-pound truck set up for towing, has better fuel economy than a Charger Scat Pack. That cost more than my truck. This vehicle is $60,000 with a vinyl steering wheel, and it has vinyl. I think it has vinyl seats, pleather seats.
Yes.
Yeah. I think leather. It has a leather wrapped pistol grip, though. There's some leather there. But it yeah. So this is a thing with really crappy options on it. It's painted gloss primer for $700.
Oh God!
You got black exhaust tips, dark badging, and for $1,200 you get some badging, and on $1,200 you get 20-inch tires with 305s on them. All season tires, not performance tires. All season tires.
Jeez.
This is embarrassing. I don't even care what 1623, and with a turbo engine, you're not going to get anywhere near that. Turbo engines never get what this is on here, because the turbo starts spooling up. Especially this car is probably close to 4,500 pounds. That turbo is going to be spooling up a lot, and I'm just baffled by this. That this vehicle is $60,000, and this is what we went from, though, because I pulled up a window sticker. This is from a Challenger, a 2023 Challenger. $1,625. This is a RT. It's a 5.7 RT. The total price out the door with options has options. It's $47,000 with options. Wow. And it actually has cloth seats in it, and it has a real leather steering wheel. It has a leather steering wheel and power seats, which I don't know if every one of the Huracan Chargers has. So yeah, this thing is only $47,000, gets better fuel economy, and I don't know how we've gone forward, how Chrysler's gone forward. Oh yeah. 5076 Viper Green Beetle still has the high floor pan for EV battery. Oh, that's right, because it's the same chassis. Right. It just has space to put the Huracan in there. Oh my God. So that means the seating's got to suck in that car, because the floor pan's high up. That means you're going to be more reclined like a Barracuda, which is a really uncomfortable seating position. Wow.
I think my GT was 1825, and I would argue, I could be wrong. I bet the C8 actually gets comparable or a little better fuel economy.
Honestly, these 5.7 Challengers, I know people that get close to 30 on the highway.
No, I mean the new Huracan. I'm saying I bet that again, I don't have it anymore, but my 18-year-old GT would get like 28 on the highway with a 4.6. And I bet the C8 actually has better or the same fuel economy as this new 6-cylinder.
Yes.
That's bad.
Yeah, and the thing is that the Hemis actually on the highway ended up getting better than sticker. They actually were once they got into the highway thing, my friends have these cars and they get near 30. Sure. I even know Hellcat owners that get more than this on the highway, but you're not going to get that with that Huracan. When a turbo engine says that, that's pretty much what you're going to get.
And it's stressing itself.
Yeah, exactly, because this is a heavy car, and that's a wound up. But here's the thing: is that's a wound up 6. They're squeezing 540 horsepower out of it, so there's not a lot of give. No. The longevity on that engine is going to be quite terrible. I'm just really flabbergasted though that we went from $47,000 to and this only a couple of years apart to 60,000 for just mediocrity, and it's just and I don't even understand this. And you're just not getting the durability. As much as I don't like the 5.7 Hemi, it's still going to be a hell of a lot more durable than this engine. Any day of the week, it's going to be much more durable. So I'm flabbergasted at this, and I don't think there's any way to fix this at this point with Stellantis. All you hear is Kaniskis running around. He's just running around talking about Hellcat this, Hellcat that. It's like, they ain't gonna save your company, man. You're gonna sell probably 30,000 of these this year. Maybe 30,000 Chargers this year.
And once they're bought, they're bought.
Yeah, that's so. Here we go. Charger Huracan has weak reviews from what I saw. Yeah, it can get annihilated by a lot of cars. I mean that's the sad thing. It can get annihilated, not lose, annihilated. Like a BMW 440 will destroy this car, and it's not much more money. And at the end of the day, it's a BMW. It has the B58 in there. You'll absolutely annihilate this car. And I don't understand the game plan here with this thing. And I don't think there is one. I think that honestly, under oh God, I can't remember the clown's name that they fired. That under his plan, I think that they really were never going to come out with this Huracan. I think that was Tavares. I think that was never going to be an option, that it was just going to be rammed down our throats, that it was just going to be an electric car. Because there was never talk until they realized that it was going to fail, that there was going to be a Huracan in here. And then they started putting a date on there when they were going to release it, which they didn't make. They were behind on both the cars by almost a year. So without a 4-door, and I'm curious to see what the 4-door is going to do, because the problem is they're all-wheel drive, which is a really bad idea. All-wheel drive. Ask any X5 owner what they think of all-wheel drive, and especially if they're in Florida, they hate it. It's another problem that always happens. I don't, especially when you're dealing with this much horsepower. That transfer case is getting its ass kicked all day. It's getting its ass kicked. It's 540 horsepower. That's gonna that pounds that transfer case. Over time, you're going to break things in it. And the thing is, I'd be worried about Stellantis and because they're talking warranty this, warranty that. I have a feeling they're going to start finding creative ways not to warranty things, just because I don't think they can take the beating, because they put that 10-year warranty on their trucks, on the drivetrain. I don't see that happening. I don't see them really standing behind that. I don't see them truly being good to their customers. I just don't see it, because.
Well,
good.
And here's the rub, is that a powertrain warranty, if you actually really read into it, is internally lubricated parts of the engine and transmission. Yeah. That's really when you go, oh, it's good for 100,000. Not everything is. It sounds great on paper, and they might make exceptions here and there. But if you read it, it's an internally lubricated parts of engine and transmission. That's what they consider a powertrain. Not a major component, which I used to sell sometimes here and there, which are truly all your AC, your transmission, your engine. Those were specific style warranties on your vehicle. But your powertrain warranty is it's called a limited powertrain warranty on there.
So I have a thing. Are they going to try to skip around turbos?
Sure, that's technically.
It's outside the engine.
It's outside the engine.
It is lubricated. It's lubricated with the oil, though.
It's true. And it depends on what. I'm going more retro in a way, but yes, still though, they'll find a way to say, "Oh, it's not covered."
Oh, absolutely. Just because the way they sucked wind for the last 5 years at Stellantis, how are they? Warranty work can be brutal. It could break you if you have a lot of stuff coming in and you pay for a lot of things. It can break you. And I just don't ask Chrysler from the late 70s, after the Volare debacle. That literally that was the giant wound. It wasn't a paper cut. That was a giant wound. And you're looking at a company. This is why I just don't tell people. I tell people, don't buy these cars. Don't buy from this company. They just don't. They don't build quality products, and they sell with a lot of flashy gimmicks. I seriously doubt they have reliability. I seriously doubt they'll ever stand behind their product. Ford may have had a lot of problems, but you know what? I've never had an issue going and getting something fixed. They literally went, "Yep, okay, cool." And sometimes you have to go, "Hey," but still, it's not a hard fight. It's like, "Okay, we'll fix it. Cool. Great. Thanks." It's not a big deal. But with them, you're going to be looking at okay, this is going to be a major problem. And I just can't see, especially resale on these cars. I don't know how, I don't know how these things are not going to hold value worth a damn. I can't fathom them holding value worth a damn, especially at 60 grand. You figure they're going to lose at least 25% in the first year.
Oh, easily
25. These things may be worth $40,000 next year. And if that, and it's that's what low miles. I just can't see that. You
have to have somebody that wants it. Once it's a used car, pre-owned, whatever, you have to have the actual buyer who wants that car. That's the thing. So you could put any sticker. oh, it's still worth 40,000. Not if the buyer doesn't want it. How it works.
Yeah, that's not. You're right. That's not how it works. And the problem is, I'm so flabbergasted by how bad this has become, because that they had to run out and do that warranty thing, and then and but their quality is so crappy that it's like, do you really want that car?
Yeah.
I mean, do you really want that car? It's like,
and the sad thing is, it looks really good. I actually think it looks sharp. I think
it's just sharp design. You can see some of the cheapness in it, though.
Sure. Right.
The hatch
I just
is
like
actually,
toupees, So
the hatch
is it a hatch?
Really, it's a hatch, and the hatch is really, really cheaply made. It like if it's out in the sun, it actually warps. It's not good. So it's kind of it's not the best. And I'm I like the overall design, but then again, I just realized that their quality control is garbage. And I'm just very soured on it, just because it's not a well-made car. At least the Mustang is a well-made car. I mean, really, Mustang is a solid, well-made car. Because I mean, when they go through crowds after Cars and Coffee, they don't stop. I mean, they don't fall apart. I mean, bodies fly off those cars. So it's just they're really well made.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Does the Huracan come with 3 pedals? No. It is no longer an option. The only vehicle that they make that has a stick shift is the cheap the Wrangler with the 4-cylinder in it. So no, the Huracan, it comes with automatic. Automatic or automatic. So it's, I mean, it really, it's yeah. So you can't even enjoy the turbo, because turbos with a stick are a little more fun. But yeah, no, it's just not. Yeah, this is such a, but it's such a mess now, though. When you have cars that are, they're vinyl wrap steering wheels for $60,000. Vinyl wrap. I mean, come on, man. I mean, my Bronco has a leather wrap steering wheel, and that's an SUV. It's an off-road SUV, and has a leather, and it's just comfort, and it's better when it's cold.
Yeah.
Yes, it is awful. Everything about it is awful. It's sad. There's one last. It is sad. So there's one last thing, and it's too bad G Canada's not here, because this is one of his favorite stories. It seems like Canada claims Stellantis and GM owes hundreds of millions of dollars. The Canadian government, the suckers, they're like the suckers that bought the Durangos for $114,000, believe the car company saying, "Hey, if you help us build a plant, we'll build cars here for as long as we say we will, and just give us some money to make the plants, and we'll have car." And then they closed the plants. Literally, Stellantis closed the plant. Canada estimates that officials will aim to recover hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know if that's Canadian or American. It makes a difference. From Stellantis and General Motors after the companies scaled back production in their country. Industry Minister Melanie Joly said Tuesday. She told reporters that she would provide more details in coming days. Canadian officials and representatives from Stellantis have been in talks since at least November, after the automaker said it would shift production of Jeep Compass from a factory in Brampton, Ontario, to Illinois. Oh yeah, the Illinois plant. Hold on. It's named after. Oh my God. Belvedere, Illinois. Yeah, because they made a big deal about opening that plant back up. So early in the decade, Canada provided the equivalent of just over $1 billion Canadian dollars, which is only $731 million, to automakers to reconfigure the Brampton plant to maintain production in Canada. So they gave them here's a bunch of money because we want you to keep your production here.
This is like Lucy in the football. This always happens.
It's like
DeLorean.
cities in America and sports teams. The suckers bet that you never recover the billions of dollars of stolen taxpayer money.
Like the Olympics. Yes.
Or the stupid stadium they're going to build in Tampa that no one
right. Yeah, that's going to happen again.
Yeah. A lot of support was linked to production, and there was no production. Obviously, there's no funding. She has previously threatened to sue Stellantis to get taxpayers' money back. Good luck, honey. Last week, Jolie told Canada Broadcasting Company that she would seek money from GM after the Detroit-based company followed through last week on its plan to cancel a third shift at the factory in Oshawa, Ontario. Last October, GM said it wouldn't resume production of the electric van at the factory at Ingersoll, Ontario, citing weak demand. At the time, Jolie said they would seek repayment from GM at about 260 million Canadian dollars, which is, I guess, like $1.50 American. That Ottawa provided for the Ingersoll factory. A spokeswoman for Stellantis didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Stellantis has previously said that it worked towards securing sustainable manufacturing footprint in Canada, including Brampton. Furthermore, Stellantis said almost 240 employees from Brampton factory accepted transfers to work at a company factory in Windsor. Well, their Windsor plant's in there forever. That's where they build the charger appliance and the charger. GM didn't say a damn thing. So yeah, there we go. Governments once again getting ripped off by businesses to provide workplaces. It is Lucy in the football. I mean, how do you not see this coming?
Yeah, they've only done this for decades now and lost. And
I just find it hilarious that they think they're going to sue and win, because obviously I almost guarantee in that contract that they probably said that if anything changes, or if demand is not there, or if the sky turns slight hue of pink, we can get out of this contract. I almost guarantee it's in there, and because private government lawyers are better than city lawyers. Private company lawyers are better than government lawyers every day of the week. It's not even a contest. And they probably wrote something that was so ironclad that they could just leave. And that's why I don't think they have any concerns at this point. They don't seem to be very bothered. They really aren't giving a rat's ass, which is great. This is absolutely wonderful to watch this. It's sad.
I mean, the funding for the Irish plant that built the fine car DeLorean, that worked out great, especially with bombings and workers who just were pissed drunk. And actually, of all people, I think Maggie Thatcher is the one who's like, enough. But again, I understand the concept. Let's get people working. It's a beautiful concept. It does not work. Okay. There's a reason why it's called Wrigley Field and why it was Comiskey Park, because individuals who had the dough said, I want to build this, whether it be for my own ego or for the community. I'm going to do it. Okay. Not whatever, Chicago Tribune Park or whatever.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, this has never worked.
No. 4339JK. Where's production going to go when they close? I think Windsor. Was that the General Motors one? I closed the article. If that's the General Motors, it's gone. They may move it to another Ontario plant, but they're scaling their stuff back anyway. I think it's in their best interest to scale back and kind of reopen American plants. I think that there's a lot of headwinds from a lot of places that they need to reopen those plants.
Yeah.
So But I think they have a facility in Ontario also, another part of Ontario. I know that Chrysler has their Windsor. Windsor's been there forever too. So Windsor was there in I think in the 60s. They were making stuff in Windsor. So and Ford has their production over there too. The 351 Windsor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that's where that's going to go. But I mean, the Canadian government is screwed on this, and it's really stupid. This is why, if anytime government gets asked for money from a company, you should be upset and tell them no. Yeah. Don't give them the money. No. No. I mean, right now, I want the state of Florida to give me money for my YouTube channel just because.
Right.
Just because I have a business. I'm doing a public service, right?
Yeah.
I want money for this.
Why don't you get that PPP loan? Wink, wink.
Exactly.
Yeah, that worked out well with no fraud either on that.
No, of course not. No, it was perfectly. I'll just open a Leering Center. We'll be okay.
Yeah. Amazing. We got to figure this out.
I got to figure this out. I've been too straight lace. I need to be a little more crooked. This is not good. Here I am in YouTube trying like a dancing monkey.
like Andy Dufresne said, I was clean as a whistle on the outside. It took me to come to prison to become a bad guy.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean that was the stuff I was gonna cover for this week, just because it was a fascinating week. I do have my video I just put out on a Thunderbird with the Hemi in it.
Oh,
yeah, this is it's actually more bizarre than you think. So that is out right now. I'm working on a Iacocca one, because I did the thing on the 80s and how that was the decade that drove away Chrysler. Faithful completely and totally. And so I'm going to actually do a deep dive in Iacocca, and it's just basically the Chrysler and the post Chrysler years, because there's a lot there actually. And when you actually see in hindsight, because I'm doing it because I have a degree in business, and you do business cases where you go and you look at a company in hindsight and see where it went not right and wrong. And there's a couple definitive things during the 80s that really set Chrysler up for what they are now, which is a dead company, a zombie company. I mean, Chrysler right now is a zombie. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the announcement of a new Chrysler product. I'm waiting. I'm holding on and waiting. I still have not heard that product yet. Nothing, not even SUV, nothing. There's been no announcement for Chrysler yet. And there's that. I mean, that's just I'm waiting, and still, because they were supposed to wait. Let's see Chrysler new car announcement. I'm actually doing a search right now. Let's see. Let's see. No, that's from November. No. The last article I can find. And he bailed. The last article I could find on Chrysler is from December 1st. So this brand is. Do you need the ad back in?
I'm sorry about that. Somebody asked me a trivia question. I had to get it out real quick, and I didn't know I would minimize and not lose. Sorry.
So Chrysler is so moving and shaking right now. The last article about a new product was on December 1st. That's how relevant Chrysler is right now. With Chrissy Fuel just basically as cool as is humanly possible. She makes Barrow look competent. I'm kind of concerned by how bad this is getting at this point. So yeah, there's nothing from Chrysler. In fact, I could even just share. I could share my search page. I'll even share the search page. Look at this. This is literally when you go search for Chrysler. There's this January 4th of last year, September, January 9th of last year. They're a thing about the Pacifica, the only vehicle they have, and that's it. There's nothing here. This is a guy did a YouTube video on December 10th, and none of that's come to fruition. 2027. This is from November 17th. Nothing. So that is how good it is going at Chrysler right now. Dead brand walking. Like
who even goes on the lot? I'm not being funny. I'm not trying to beat this dead horse, but really, remember I told you like 3 weeks ago, I'm going to go into the lot and check out the appliance. I still don't want to go in the lot. I mean,
you get assaulted. Honestly, I had that one. I have one real close to me. I'm scared to walk on that lot because I figure they're going to jump all over me like like I was a hamburger and they haven't eaten for 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
I mean, seriously,
the ice cream truck rolling in. Exactly.
I mean, they got to be starving over there because the sales are so bad.
Shit, they're probably doing better at the Volvo store.
Oh, that's where all the Challengers and Chargers were made from the beginning. Yeah, I think that plant went away. Brampton. Oh, look. Hold on. Let me look it up. Brampton. Stellantis Brampton. Because they had a whole hub to do about it. Brampton Assembly Plant. Operational pause, which means it's dead. Automotive News. They no, I think that Belvedere took precedent over it, and I think that Brampton is not going to it's not gonna make anything anymore. I think they concentrated everything in Windsor at this point, and they're trying to reduce their footprint in Canada. They're trying to manufacture the American cars in America, which is except for all the stuff they make in Mexico. But optics. I mean, they really do. They have Stellantis of the three companies has the worst optics because they are a European company that basically looks European. They have European people in management, and it doesn't look great. And they got to do something to compensate with it. So there it is. Yeah. So well. There's that. It's not looking rosy over there in Stellantis land. It really isn't. I mean, I see the people that have access. They have channels and they got access. And they're trying to sing praises about things, especially SRT this and SRT that. And SRT stuff is just not going to save that company.
Everybody wants it.
Yeah, they need like a small crossover or a family car that sells 300,000 units. That's what they need at this point. That's what that company needs to stay in business. Because I mean, Chrysler, I don't even know why it's around except for legacy. It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, for a minivan.
Oh, wow. This is sad. When they bought AMC Brampton, it was a brand new plant. But tariffs moving in out of Canada, they negotiated a deal with the Chinese to take over that car industry. Yeah, good luck with that, Canada, because the Chinese, when you don't do business with them. They like to win, and they also don't build very good cars. It's gonna be a bad deal. That's sad though. But the thing is, the other part is the optics though. Like I said, they need to move stuff to America to look American, because for the longest time it was Mexico and Canada where you're getting all your Stellantis products. That looks terrible. We're an American company, big old flags and the stuff coming out of Mexico and coming out of Canada. And it's just like, really, where? So a lot of in business, optics means a lot. When Toyota has more manufacturing in the United States than Stellantis, that's a problem. That's that is literally a nightmare. That is a public relations nightmare. Yeah. I mean, Nissan has more presence in the United States than Stellantis. This is really not. Mercedes has more manufacturing in the United States than Stellantis. BMW has more.
Does it still have the North Carolina plant, like where the Z3s were made?
Yep. It's expanded.
Oh,
It makes X1, I mean, X1s, X2s, X3s, X4s, X5s, X6s,
oh wow.
F7s, and it makes this Z4, which is going away, but I think they're replacing it with something else. And it may make one of the 2 series is made in Mexico, but all that stuff is made in the Carolinas.
Yeah.
And I mean, seriously, and Volkswagen has more of a presence in North America than Stellantis.
Hyundai's building something in South Carolina. Okay, Alabama has plants for foreign, and that's why I always tell people. Like, I had a friend of mine, have a friend who he bought like a 2016 Jeep Cherokee. We will not get into that discussion, but he's like, I refuse to buy a foreign car. I said, you do realize? I said, because he just loves, America. That's great. You do realize there's no such thing, I hate to say this, as actually an American car anymore. Like I said, if you want to be really specific, Tesla, literally look at the sticker. I think it's 80%. Even my Mustang was like 65-35.
Yeah.
That's still pretty good. But my transmission was made in Germany. Even better.
That's actually good though. You want the German transmission.
Yes. No, but it's funny, it's a good try. But the point is people who still have this romanticized idea that their American car is red, white, and blue. It's not. I'm sorry to say this, but it's
you should have broke it to him. You said you bought it from an Italian company.
I understand. No, I don't want to get into
it. It's Fiat Chrysler. It was
didn't
Fiat
matter.
was the
He
first
has
word.
that old school mentality where I'm not buying a Jap car, and I'm thinking, yeah, that 4 to 5 Hondas are made in America. So you're actually helping American workers, American people. Yes, the company might be Japanese, but you're actually helping your fellow citizens.
Yes, it's just,
and that's what I like.
Yeah, I was, but but honestly, Stellantis has an uphill battle at this point, and they're not supporting the old cars. So literally, their game plan is so poorly run at this point. Is they alienated every old Stellantis, every old Chrysler owner.
Yeah.
We've been alienated to the point where I will never recommend one of their vehicles. And they're trying to go after a market that doesn't exist. So I don't know what I have not a clue what is going on, because old school Stellantis people aren't going to buy an inline 6 car. It's just not, it's not in there. And if you're going to buy an inline 6 car, you go buy a BMW because, well, they kind of perfected that very much so. And it's like, okay. So I just their whole marketing makes no sense. General Motors makes more sense. Ford makes more sense. I mean, Toyota actually has the best friggin' marketing. They're friggin' rocket science when it comes to marketing to Americans. Hyundai, incredible marketing to Americans. But Stellantis,
I just watched a video on the brand new Sentra 2026. I mean, even fully loaded, it's $30,000.
Wow,
not bad luck. I mean, and again, we won't get all granular. The Doug DeMuro video, sharp looking little car, and if you want the base S, it's like 21.
Oh my god,
and it still comes with some good standard features. And it's funny you bring up Toyota, because if you notice on the EV front, Toyota's been the one company that's barely touched it.
Oh, they don't want to. They don't want to. Look, G Canada, I did a whole
smartest.
Yeah.
Oh, he's.
Look, I did the whole. I just did the whole thing on Canada getting ripped off by Stellantis and General Motors. Oh, you missed it. You're gonna have to watch the replay. I won't tell you exactly when I did it, so you have to watch the whole replay, because I'm kind of like that. But yeah, $21,000. I mean, honestly, if it's not garbage, they may sell 300,000 of those.
Sure. And guess what? Yes, and one of the comments said Avis and Enterprise is drooling. That's fine. They're still going to buy the car.
Exactly. Exactly. A sold car is a sold car.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fleet or not, because Chrysler lived on fleet. In the late 70s and the early 80s, they lived on fleet. That's what I mean. Honestly, it kept the lights on. So, but if Nissan can work out their quality problems, which are numerous.
Yeah, no.
Then if this is not a bad car, then hell, they may sell 400,000. I mean, seriously, 400,000 of them, because
I mean,
that is so dirt cheap. It's not funny.
I mean, he was reviewing the SL, or the top trim. I gotta say, the real leather seats look quasi quilted like Bentley. I'm not trying to exaggerate. It's got a great design. Wow. Even the back of the seats are leather lined on the loaded Sentra. And maybe they've realized their errors in some of their problems, and they're like, hey, but they have to have that at least starting. We'll call it the Chevy 210. I mean, everybody owned a Bel Air. You got to have the 210 or the 150, even worse, the 150. You got to move your way up to the Bel Air. And people forget that. There's always been the base model.
Tiers.
And yeah, and most of these dumb companies have thought that everyone out there, it'd be like General Motors out of nowhere going, we got to save ourselves. Everyone loves a Corvette, like an SRT. No, it's not going to work. No, at all.
No, it's not a game plan. It's not a way to build a business. And the big three, we'll just use that generically at this point. They've really screwed that model. And Stellantis has done the worst job of it, because they don't know how to make a cheap product. Even though their stuff is cheaply made, they don't make a cheap product. Like their trucks, it's $70,000 for one of the trucks that has anything in it that can do anything, and still can't tell what my 2016 F-150 can. But still, it's $60,000-$70,000, and it's like, okay, and it's really poorly made. And the Charger, it's $60,000, and it comes in a coupe. And why? Because that's the smallest market right now. And why don't we just make it the only other vehicle we sell? Yay. Sure. Nissan may be onto something. I'll be very curious. Maybe I'll even drive one of them, because
honestly, it looks pretty sharp. And again, there's some cost cutting here and there, but again, it's
of course it's going to be. It's a Sentra. Right.
The color,
but the big thing that Nissan had for the longest time, electrical problems. They had electrical problems for decades. You've seen Altima. One of the taillights will be dim. One of the taillights will be dim. There's a short in there, completely shorted.
Hit the brake lights and they go back and forth. Yes.
Yeah, they short out. I mean, they had electrical gremlins that were horrific. They had the CVT transmission, which was pure garbage. Hopefully, this has a normal transmission in it. No, it has a CVT.
But hopefully, it's been refined.
Oh well. I mean,
but they're trying. They're trying something here.
Yeah, I mean, but at least the price is right, and you can't walk into any of the big three in the United States with $25,000 to buy a new car.
That's what they said. Their game plan is that they actually do advertise it. I think they said either 6 or 8. I forgot we'll just say 6 for the heck of it. 6 to 8 cars that are priced under $30,000. And sure, that could be $29,995. I get it, but they're at least saying we have models that are actually obtainable, financeable, and affordable for a certain market.
Correct. Which is fine, because
which is great.
I mean, if you're like, in your first job and your pay's okay, and you're like 25 years old, and it's like, you want to buy a new car, you don't want to have to go for the lungs. And 25,000 is, because we have a friend that was an engineer that drove a Sentra, cheap bastard. And, but he drove that car for years. Mm-hmm. It was cheap. He paid it right off.
There's nothing wrong with having, I mean, this is not a new philosophy. I mean, like I said, not everybody had the Bel Air or the Series 60 Fleetwood. I mean, there were actually even cheap Cadillacs back in the day. I mean, cheaper, Yeah,
they didn't last very long, though, because Harvey Earl was like, nope.
No, I know, but you have to have a spread.
Yes. So I like Tony Imperial 7175. Well, like Merle Haggard when asked, are the good times really over? No, they just go away for a while and they come back.
Right.
That's just literally what happens. It's everything's a cycle. It's already done this with cars a couple of times. So yeah. When the Sentra came out, their main selling point was under 10 grand. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were dirt cheap.
But, they were the number one car sold, and there's from a manager of mine. I believe the 97 Sentra was the number one sold car in the Tampa Bay area, which back then was smaller. It was more Tampa, Brandon, St. Pete, whatever. Number one car. So why not?
Good. Well, think about the demographics here. Back then, especially, you had a lot of young professionals, but a lot of people that was snowbirds. Perfect car for a snowbird. You only drop a little bit of money on it. You park it. You park it during the summer, and then you come back in the fall and you go drive your snowbird car. I mean, it's like, and you get 35 miles to the gallon with it. Because literally, that's what they did. They got 35, 40 miles to the gallon. Hey, not a bad argument. And so this is going to be very fascinating. And I wonder if the other manufacturers outside of Stellantis are going to kind of pay attention to this and go, maybe we need to do something like this, especially when it becomes a hit. Because I think unless they do something really stupid, I think it will be a hit just because it has a name. You say they elevated the looks of it, and then the price point. The price point is psychotic.
You can watch the video. Go to Doug DeMiro and watch his video on the 26 Sentra. Yeah, really cool brown color too. Actually,
yeah, really a brown color. Is it bronze or is it?
It's like it's like a.
Oh, metallic. I see it. Oh, okay. It's nice. It's kind of.
It looks kind of Lexusy in my opinion.
Yeah, it does. It's actually very high. Oh my God, this looks high end.
Yes.
I will actually say,
even he pointed out, the first thing I thought was the rims look a little like 2016 3 Series base, but we won't get into that. But again, it's a Sentra, but they're still like 18-inch or 17-inch wheels. I mean, that's still not bad.
This is not bad looking. What
is that? Is that the Sentra?
That's a Sentra.
Okay, that must be a different, but that's must be a special model trim or something on there.
No, that is a Sentra, literally.
Okay.
Yeah, that's see.
I mean, there's different obviously lines you can get S, SE, SE, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, because here's the whole.
But this is why the Civic and Elantra, and now probably this, still have great selling numbers because they're affordable and they come well equipped.
Yeah, they don't even have it on their website.
It's probably not.
It's not even out. Oh, here it is. Starting at 22.6. Here, that's the SR. Wow.
Okay, SR. Okay, I was gonna say they brought that nomenclature back.
Look at that though, 3038.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and it's non-turbo. 149, 146. There's no way that's a turbo engine.
It's not. It's naturally aspirated. Yes.
Jesus.
Everyone car. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow. This is absolutely. Wow. This is a cheap car. That actually, hell, if it doesn't have any real problems, this is a hell of a deal. Holy crap. Look at that, man. 149 horsepower, which is fine. 146 but 30 to 38. Jeez. That's crazy.
And you know me, I'm all about my miles per gallon,
Yes, you are.
Hey, I joke say my car collection has a great cafe standard.
Yeah. I'm averaging over 15 now at my truck.
Hey, my Continental is almost equal to the new Huracan 6.
Jesus,
which is terrible.
Here we go. The S 16-inch wheels, cloth. It has cruise control.
Most cars
remote keyless. Remote keyless. Look at it, for $22,000, you get a remote start.
Yeah.
Wow. Fuel economy 30, 38. Regular gas. Look at that. Holy mackerel.
I'm glad I brought it up. Yeah.
Yeah, this is wow. Quilted tailor fit seats. That was the the SL. Look at this, man. That is just absolutely amazing.
I might go drive one just to see what it's like.
I might go drive one just to go see, because this is fascinating. Holy mac! And they run on regular gas.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh. uh, LB Bruin 7958. That blows my Newport away at 16 around town. Yeah, if you have one of the late 60s Newports, you're around town. You're cruising around 10. If you're good, I bet you get about 15 on the highway though. You should if that's the older one. But my God, oh, it gets 19 on the highway.
Yeah, he just said 16 around town, which is great.
Oh, 66. Hey, I love this though. I got 19. I still had the wife remote start option. Yeah, 60. I love the 66 Newport. Great car.
Pretty, yeah.
Totally underappreciated. Totally underappreciated.
A lot of those mid 60s Chrysler products were, in my opinion, underrated. I think they're sharp.
Yeah, they're extremely sharp. There used to be one in near my neighborhood. Love that car. Just love the lines of it. Because then the Plymouth variety was called the VIP. Literally was the same. It was the same car. They called it the VIP.
Of course.
And
I bet it has that great starter sound too. That cool
hummingbird.
Yeah. My mom's Polara did that. Her 71. Every morning I'd hear that. You could hear that a mile away.
See, I put a Dakota starter in mine, so it actually starts fast. It still kind of makes the same sound, except it's accelerated. It sounds like the hummingbird on speed. Oh, I think his head's in the shop right now. Oh, hopefully you have the 906 heads on that. If you have a 440 in there or 383, dyno start. Exactly. It's almost like the Flintstones. Yeah. Well, I got so used to like the BMWs because the BMWs have high torque starters in them, and literally you just go. Oh well. Okay. Well, cool. This was fun, and yeah. I'm glad to see LB Bruin there. Yeah, I'm gonna have some more Chrysler stuff coming. Because there's so much to tell of old Chrysler. But the next thing definitely will be 383. Yes, he does have the good heads. 383 closed chambers, 906 heads. Nice. Those are 452s. Closed chambers. Nice. Good to see you, man. I'm glad you came by. Whatever you missed, hey, you can watch it on replay. Yeah, and if you haven't seen my video yet on the Thunderbird, I think you'll appreciate the hell out of it. Seriously, you'll appreciate the hell out of it.
What year T-Bird?
What? It's
what year T-Bird?
A 56 Thunderbird with an elephant in it.
Jeez.
How they made it fit, I have no idea. But I looked all over this car and it actually fits, and I'm like, damn, it looks like the scariest car, and I can't wait till this guy gets it running. It looks like it's going to be the scariest car in the world to drive. And I was like, dude, I need to drive this car. When you get it done, I got to drive this car because I'll bring clean shorts. I know I'm gonna have to change them after I drive it. Four-wheel drum brakes, single master cylinder.
I hope that's being swapped out.
I told him to do that because I'm like, dude, at least put a double on here so you have a chance. Put a double. The drums are fine. Put a double on there, please, dear God, so you actually could stop. Yes, exactly, G Canada. Hit the like button, everyone. If enough people hit that like, Dennis will move the start time back to a non-geriatric 9 or later. I had to get sleep, and I'm on East Coast time. If I was in California, sure, I'd move it later. I'm in East Coast time. I'm already going to bed after 11. I got to get up. I have things to do.
Tomorrow's at 6 a.m. for me, yes.
Fluno has things to do. We have things to do. Oh, my God. It cracks in the shoes. Oh, my God. That's how he grew up. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, my God. He cracks on the shoes. Yeah, those Thunderbirds were not they're not insulated well. Plus, if you have an elephant in there, That throws this psychotic amounts. They have the full. They even have the factory manifold headers on the car.
Oh wow!
I mean, literally, and a Dana rear. They made a Dana fit in a Thunderbird. A Dana, a giant truck rear. They fitted into the Thunderbird. I don't know how. I don't know. There's a 727 in it too. It's like
it's an
they just
interesting
took a
mashup.
drivetrain. What?
It's an interesting mashup that they would use Chrysler products with the Ford. Interesting.
Yes, and it's out of one car. It's out of like a 67, I think a Coronet.
Oh wow!
It looks like a Coronet center console. They actually cut the center console down to fit the car too. They took the center console out.
Oh,
everything. The car is insane. Whoever did this was absolutely a genius or insane. One of the two, but and the car runs. The car has 18,000 miles on it. It actually does run. Like it hasn't run in a long time, but it did drive and go.
Wow.
Oh, G. Canada's not going to come here. He's going to go to Mexico instead because it's too friggin' cold. Oh, well. It turns out it was popular in the use 2020. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Ford, when you put the Hemi in there, there's only a few transmissions that wouldn't explode when you put it behind there. And the 727 that came from the factory was not going to blow up. That or an 18 spline 833. That's it. Because otherwise you'll have metal pieces everywhere. So there's that. So yeah, that's a fun little video, and God, I can't wait for that to be done. And yes, I'll definitely tell them. Make sure I told them I'm gonna follow up. Make sure you put dual master on the car, please, dear God, so you can stop. He's asking, I've been to Caladesi State Park. Oh, absolutely. Love Caladesi Island. You've been there, right, Fluno?
No, I don't think so.
You've never been to Caladesi? Oh, it's cool. Caladesi is really cool. They have lots of really white sand, lots of shells. Beautiful. Oh. It's just really, really excellent.
Where is it? What is it on West Coast or East Coast?
West Coast. It's by it's kind of west of me. It's kind of near Tarpon Springs, up over there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I did go to Tarpon Springs one time. We did go to quote unquote Shell Island where there was tons of shells. So yes. There's a abandoned lighthouse, but I don't think it's the same spot. But no, I know. Okay, very cool.
Yeah, it's a fun place. It's a nice little place to go. Yeah, Dunedin. Yeah, I told you it's right. It's just south of Shell Island.
Oh, okay.
It's beautiful. And Dunedin is a nice little place. You can come back and have a nice little dinner. A lot of places.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's very. The Dart could never compete with cars like the Elantra. Sergio tried. The Dart was a really, really poorly made car, and that was based on a Fiat. It was either a Fiat or an Alfa, and that was the problem. It wasn't designed originally as a Dodge Dart, and it wasn't bad, but they just it mismarketed it. Just everything they did with that car was not well done. I understood what they were trying to do, except they just right now they would kill to have that car though. I mean, that car with just a regular 4-cylinder in it would probably would sell better than anything else they have. Cool. LB Bruins is leaving. Hey, good seeing you. Good dropping by. Cool. I'm glad to see you here, man. Yeah, I just don't see. It would be great if they brought something the Dart size back because I think they would have a chance. But it can't be based on a Fiat or an Alfa. It has to be homegrown because it's not good.
But like you said, they're not really an American company, so it's hard to be homegrown when nothing's based with us anymore.
Exactly, and it shows. It really does show. It's sad. I bet you that Sentra is probably designed in California or something. I almost guarantee it was designed in California.
Like the Santa Cruz. It actually says that in the tail lamp, designed in California. Yeah.
Yeah. And G Canada with his Hornet story. The Dodge Alfa Romeo that is now sadly dead.
Think about that. A South Korean company has design studios in California, and yet an American company doesn't base stuff out of America anymore. Well, I'm sorry, a former American company, which is now Italian or European.
Italian French.
Yeah.
Nice combination of failure there.
Great.
So, because Toyota's been designing in California for years.
Yeah.
Since the 70s, they've been designing in California.
Mm-hmm.
Honda, I believe, has design studios there also. And BM, and the Germans don't, though, because they're Germans. So,
right.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's why the Celicas from the late 70s looked like a Mustang fastback.
That's right.
Because they went, that's a really nice design. Ford stopped using it. I got an idea. Why don't we just make our own? Okay, great.
Sure. And
they did. And it was a great looking car. They sold the hell out of that. That Celica made them in the 70s.
Yeah.
Made them in the 70s. Yeah, good engine, good 4-cylinder in it. So, but oh well. All right. I'll let you go because you have a big day tomorrow. And,
and you too. Yes. It's always a pleasure being on here with you, Dennis. And to the gang that's viewing us.
Yes. Thank you, gang. Thank you, everybody in the chat. You make it more fun than just talking into the wind. So much of your day-to-day life is cars. When you're sleeping, do you have dreams like working in them and stuff? Yes. Actually, yeah, I dream about. I actually do dream about. Now I dream about, hey, would this make a really fun video for people to watch? I swear to God that crap runs through my head. Or it's like, do I need to, let me write this down. I got to do this on the charger. Okay. Or wait a minute, didn't I buy these parts for that car? I need to put them on. Yeah, that's what goes through my head at night. That's why I get 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So starting at 9 o'clock and finishing at 11 is not going to be in my future. So no, absolutely not. Unless G Canada starts actually financing the show, we will not be moving it to 9 o'clock. My dreams have all been nightmares for as long as I remember every single night. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, Fluno. Thank you once again for joining me and enjoying the insanity that is, this podcast, whatever the hell this thing is, this live. And thank you all in the chat. Thanks to all the people watching. Thanks for all the people that just watch this on replay. And, if you have something fun or something cool, take it out because you're going to make someone's day and it will be your own. So until next week, I guess. Ciao.
Good night.
All right, we end. If you liked what you saw, subscribe. If you didn't, thank you for watching to this point. And as always, if you have a cool car or something fun to drive, take it out. You'll make someone's day, probably your own.